for our first Highlands Latin School production. My name is Mrs. Anastasia Heater. I'm the owner and executive director of the Highlands Latin Schools in Los Angeles. And this has been an absolute labor of love. We're so grateful for your time and attention in your busy schedule to come and experience this with us. I myself was brought up heavily involved in the arts, and it was a tremendous part of my high school experience to work with many gifted people in that respect. And I never thought I would try to take something like this on at all. But as always, I have great trust in the talents of the Standage family and their ability to be brave when others are not brave. So we'll hear a word from our director, Miss Marissa Standage, in a moment. But I just want to say, I sat in an education conference a few weeks ago, and someone said, in reference to classical education and this big revival movement that's sweeping our country, someone said, why is all this being done in the humanities and math and sciences are more as they were, more so? And Martin Cothran said, because the humanities have been dismantled piece by piece in the way that they had been studied. And I really feel that arts education is a tremendous part of the development of the soul. Of course, our aim with classical education is to instill wisdom and virtue, and I believe that putting yourself out there in the way that these students have, let alone the hours they've spent memorizing these beautiful words of Shakespeare, but just putting themselves out there and being willing to take this risk is development in and of itself. And I have to draw attention that backstage, we have middle school children running the whole thing backstage. So I'll do some extensive thanks to the adults, the handful of adults that have been on site to make this happen. But I'm just grateful to be here and grateful for you. And now I'll let Miss Standage say a quick word.
Thank you, Mrs. Heater. Yes, welcome. We are just so privileged to have all of you here with us this evening. The students and the adult volunteers have just worked so hard to prepare for this production. Honestly, I've just been so touched by how much effort and energy and love has been poured out by everyone, really, to make this possible. And so I hope that you enjoy, and I do want you to know that we are grateful for your presence and for your support. So without further ado, the Shakespeare Drama Club of Highlands Latin School of Pasadena presents As You Like It by William Shakespeare.
Next time to be shorter. As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will, but pour 1,000 crowns. And, as thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Jacques, he keeps at school, and reports speak goldenly of his prophet. But for my part, he keeps me rustically at home. Or, to speak more properly, he stays me here at home unkempt. For call you this keeping of a gentleman of my birth that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better for, besides, they are fair with their feeding and they are taught their menage. To that end, riders dearly hire. But I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth, to which his animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I believe is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude, and I will no longer endure it, though I know no wise remedy of how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam. Thou shalt hear how you tear me up.
Nothing. What make you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I'm helping you to mar that which God made, a poor unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed. Be not a while.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat husks with them? What prodigal portion have I spent that I should come to such pin?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well, here in your halls.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than him I am before, knows me. You are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you to be my better, in that you were firstborn. But the same tradition takes away not my blood, where there are 20 brothers betwixt us. Albeit, I confess, your coming before me is nearer to his reverence.
What boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I'm no villain. I'm the youngest son of surrounding voice. He is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Were that not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till his other hand had ripped out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed upon thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be under court.
Let me go, I say!
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. And the spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may befit a gentleman of my blood, or give me the poor lottery that my father left me. With that, I will go buy my fortune.
And what wilt thou do? Beg, when that is spent. Well, sir, get you in. I shall not long be troubled by thee. You shall have some part in your will. I pray you leave me.
I will no further offend you that comes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true. I've lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
It is even so. Begin you now to grow upon me. I will physic your rankness, and I will give no 1,000 crowns, neither. Hola, Dennis!
Calls your worship?
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he's here at the door and he permits access to you.
Call him in. 'Twill be a good way, and tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morning, your worship.
Good, Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. And that is, the old duke has been banished by the new duke, his younger brother, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him. His lands and revenues enrich the new duke, therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, is to be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, and she would have died to stay behind her, or followed her exile. She's at the court no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter, and never two ladies loved as I do.
Where will the old Duke now live?
They say he's already at the Forest of Arden. Many a merry young gentleman with him. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day, and fleet the time carelessly as they did in the Golden World.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry do I, sir. And I came to acquaint you with the matter. I'm given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, hath the disposition to come in, disguised, against me to try fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love, I would be loath to foil him, as I must for mine own honor, if you come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came to acquaint you with all, that either you might stay his intendment, or brook such disgrace, well as he shall run into. And that, it is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love for me, which thou wilt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have, by underhand means, labored to dissuade him from it, but he is resolute. I tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of all France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, and a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger, and thou wert best look to it. For, if thou doest him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself on thee, he shall practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and there leave thee till he hath tamed thy life in some indirect means or t'other. For, I assure thee, Charles, and almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young, so villainous, this day living. I speak but brotherly of him, But should I anatomize him to thee, as he is, I must blush and weep, thou must look pale in wonder.
I'm heartily glad I came here to you. If he comes tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize more. So God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I will stir on this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my heart, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he's gentle, never schooled, and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts, enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, especially of my own people, who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be, so long as this wrestler shall clear all. Nothing now remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
I pray thee, Rosalind's take my cause, be married. Dear Celia, I shall warm up the nine mistress of, and would you yet were marrier? Unless you can teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Hear what I say. Thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee.
If thy banished father had banished thy enemies to be my father, so thou hast been still with me, I would have taught my love to make thy father for mine.
And so wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, then I shall forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours. You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For, when he hath taken away from thy father force, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor, I will, and when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be merry. From henceforth I will, coz. And if I sports, let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Oh, marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal.
But love no man in earnest, nor no further in sport neither, that in safety of a pure blood shall waste an honor and love.
Why, what shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife fortune from her wheel, and henceforth her gifts may be bestowed equally.
Oh, I would we could do so. For her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman does most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and those that she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Nay, now thou goest from fortune's office to nature's. Fortune reigns in the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No, when nature hath made a fair creature, may she not by fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flout at fortune, hath not fortune sent in this fool to cut off the argument?
Indeed, there is fortune too hard for nature. When fortune makes nature's natural, the cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not fortune's work neither, but nature's who, perceiving our natural ways too dull to reason of such goddesses, hath sent this natural for our whetstone. For always the dullness of the fool is the whetstone of the wits.
How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honor. But I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight that swore, by his honor, the pancakes were good, and swore, by his honor, the mustard was not. Now, I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not, and the mustard was good. And yet was not the knight forsworn.
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
Aye, Mary. Now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now. Stroke your chins, and swear, by your beards, that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them.
Thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or, if he had sworn it to wherever before he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Prithee, who is that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough, speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely, what wise men do foolishly.
By thy troth thou sayest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Missy at the boat.
Ugh, it is mouth full of news.
Which you will put on pigeon's feet. be very young. Then we shall be news crayon. All better. We shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Mr. LeBeau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madame? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Rise to destiny's decrees.
Well said. That was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, if I keep not my rank,
And I'll lose this thy old smell.
You amazed me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost sight of.
Yet, tell us the manner of this wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyship, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do, and here where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning that is done and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I could match this beginning with an old tale.
3 proper young men, of excellent growth and presence.
With bills on their necks. Be it known to all men, according to these presents.
The eldest of the 3 wrestled was Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, but there is little hope of lasting. So he served the second, and so the third. Yonder they lie. The poor old man, their father, making such pitiful dole over them, that all the beholders take his part with weeping.
Oh, alas.
But what is a sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus men may grow wiser every day. It is the first time that ever I heard breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee. Yet is there any else long to hear this broken music at his sides? Is there yet another dotes upon rib break? Shall we see this wrestling cousin?
You must if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder shore, they are coming.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his horns.
Is yonder the man?
Even you.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter? And cousin, are you cripped hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege. So please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it. I can tell you, there is such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. You speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur LeBeau.
Do so. I'll not be by.
When is there the challenger? Princess calls.
I attend him with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come in but as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentleman, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes, or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt. Aye, do so. Your reputation will not be therefore misprized. We shall make it our suit to the Duke to see that this wrestling might not go forward course.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny such fair and excellent relationship. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me into my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is one shame that was never gracious. If killed, there is one dead that is willing to be so. I will do my friends no harm, for I have none to lament, and the world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up its place, which may be better supplied once I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you, and mine to eke out hers. Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived in you. Your heart's desires be with you.
Come. Where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will has it in a more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second, that you have so mildly persuaded him from a first.
You mean to mock me after. You should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man. I would have catch the strong by the way. Oh, excellent, young man. If I could still look at I could tell you down.
Stop! No more! No more!
Yes, I beseech your grace, I am not yet well breathed.
How dost thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Sir Alan de Bois.
I would that thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed, hadst thou descended from another house. But fare thee well, thou art a gallant youth. I would that thou hadst told me of another father.
Were I my father's was, would I do this?
More proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and will not change that calling to be adopted heir to Duke's.
My father loved Sir Roland as his soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. If I had known this young man his son, I should have given him tears and to entreaties ere he should thus have ventured. Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have well served. If you do keep your promises and love but justly, as you have exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy. Gentlemen, were this for me, one out of suits with fortune, that would give more but that her hand lacks means. Shall we go, cuz? Aye, fare you well, dear gentlemen.
I don't say I thank you. The better parts are all thrown down, and that which stands here is but a contained, mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he will. Do you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than just your enemies. Will you go, cuz? With you. Very well.
What passions haste waits upon my tongue? I cannot speak, yet you urge conference. O poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Charles, if some weaker master thee.
Good sir, I do under friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. Yet, such is now the Duke's condition that he misconstrued all that you have done. The Duke is humorous, but he is indeed closer to conceive than I to speak of.
And thank you. And pray you tell me, which of the two was daughter to the Duke here at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners, but yet indeed the taller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and here detained by her usurping uncle, to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late this Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And, on my life, his malice against the lady suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well hereafter. Should desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest my spine to you. Fare you well. And aside from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke to tyrant brother, what's heavenly Rosalind?
My cousin! Why, Rosalind! Cupid have mercy, not a word? Not one to throw at a dog. No, thy words are too precious to be cast away upon curs. Throw some of them at me. Come, lame me with reasons. Then there were two cousins laid out. When the one should be lamed with reasons, and the other mad without it. But is all this for your father? No, some of it is for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is this working day world! They are but burrs, cousin, thrown upon the unholy day foolery. If we walk not in the tribal paths, our very petticoats will catch them. I could shake them off my coat. These burrs are in my heart. Oh, hand them away. I would try if I could cry him and have him. Come, come, wrestle with thy affections. Oh, they take a part of a better wrestler than myself. Oh, good wish upon you. You will try in time despite the fall. But turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son? My father loved his father dearly. Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase, I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando. No, faith, hate him not, for my sake. Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well? Oh, let me love him for that. And do you love him because I do? Look, here comes the Duke, with his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if that thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
What? I do beseech you, your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. If with myself I hold intelligence, or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream or be not frantic, as I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation did consist in words, they're as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yes. Your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord, or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous. Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Aye, Celia, we stayed her for your sake, else had she with her father range along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure, and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. If she be a traitor, why so am I. Still we have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, played, ate together. And wheresoe'er we went like Juno's swan, still we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee, and her smoothness, her very silence and her patience speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and see more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is the doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. Eunice, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor and take the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am. I have more cause. Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter? What? That he hath not. No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No, let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us. And do not seek to take your change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven, now when our sorrows pale, say what thou canst. I'll go along with you. Why, whither shall we go? To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden. Oh, alas, what danger will it be to us, mates we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold. I put myself into poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. The like do you. So shall I pass along and never stir assailants. But were it not better, being that I am more than common tall, that I did strip myself all points like a man, a gallant curtle axe upon my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie there but hidden women fear their will? We'll have a swashing and a martial outside, as many other managed cowards have that do outface it with their semblance. Oh, and what shall I call thee when thou art a man? Why, I'll have no worse a name than Joe's own page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. Oh, yes. But what shall you be called? Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena. My cousin, what if we escape to steal that clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to us in our travail? He'll go along where the wide world will be. Leave me alone to woo him. Let us away and get our jewels and our wealth together. Devise the fittest time and safest means to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go and be content, to liberty and not to banishment.
Now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of free to come? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here, feel we not the penalty of Adam? The season's difference as the icy fang and the churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which, when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery, these are counselors, that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And such our life exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, let's go kill us venison. And yet it irks me, the poor devil's fools, being naive vergers of this desert city, should, with forked heads, have their rounded haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and in that kind swears that you do more usurp than doth your brother that hath banished you. Today, my lord Armians and myself did steal behind him as he lay along under an oak whose antique root peeps out upon the brook that brawls along this wood. To the which place a poor sequestered stag that from hunter's name did ta'en a hurt, did come to languish, and indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that their discharge did stretch his leathern coat almost to bursting, and the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose in piteous chase. And thus the hairy fool, much mocked of the melancholy Jacques, stood on the extremest verge of the brook, augmenting it with tears.
Who would say Jacques? Did he not moralize the spectacle?
Oh, yes, and to 1,000 similes. First, for sweeping in the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he, thou makest a testament as worldlings do, giving thy sum of more to that which hath too much. Then, being there alone, left and abandoned of his velvet friend, 'tis right, quoth he, thus misery doth part the flux of company. Bull of pastures jumps along by him, and never stays to greet him. 'Tis right, quoth he. Sweep on, you fat and greasy citizens, 'tis just the fashion. Wherefore do you look upon the poor and broken bankrupt here? Thus, most infectively, he pierces through body of country, city, court. Yea, of this our life, showing that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to fright animals and kill them up in their own assigned and native dwelling place.
Did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, leaping and commenting upon the sobbing deer.
Go show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.
Possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains of my court are in consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies who attended to the chamber saw her bed, and in the morning early they found the bed. The Trojan was mistress.
My lord, the gorgeous crown so oft your grace is to laugh is also missing. Hesperia, the prince's gentlewoman, thinks that she secretly are hurting. Your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler. They did but lately before the scene of Charles, and she believes wherever they are found that youth is surely in their company.
Send his brother. Fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. Do this suddenly! Ah!
got you.
The door.
Who's there?
What? My young master, or my gentle master, or my sweet master, are you memory of old Sir Roland? Why, what make you here? Why are you virtuous? Why do people love you, and what are you gentle, strong, and valiant? Why would you be so fond to overcome the bony pleasure of the humorous duke? Your praises come too swiftly home before you. No, not, master, to some kind of man, the grace is served to but his enemies? No more to yours. Your virtues, gentle master, are sanctified and holy traitors to you. Oh, what a world this is, and what is coming envenoms him that bears it.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within these doors, within these roof. The enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother, no, no brother, you're the son, yet not the son. I'll not call him the son, and him I was about to call his father, hath heard your praises, and this night he means to burn down the lodging where you still lie, and you within it. If you fail that, he'll have other means to cut you off. I overheard him in his practices. This is no place. This house is but a buttery. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter it.
Why whither, Adam? Wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What wilt thou have me do? Go and beg my food, or with base and bourse restored, and forth with thievish living on the common road? This I know not what to do, or I don't know what to do. This I will not do how I can. I will rather subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns. The thrifty hire I saved unto your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse. When service should, and my old limbs lie lame, an unregarded age and cornerstone. Take that, and he that doth the raven's feed, that providently caters the sparrow. Here is the gold. All this I give to you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, yet I am strong and lusty. For in my youth I never did apply hot and valorous liquors in my blood, nor did not with an bashful forehead move the means of weakness and debility. Therefore my age is lusty as winter, frosty but kindly. Let me go with you. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
A good old man. How well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world, where service sweat for duty and not for meed. Thou art not for the fashion of these times, where service sweat for promotion, and having that, do choke it up even with the having. But not so with thee. But, poor old man, thou prunest a rotten tree that cannot so much as a blossom yield. But, in lieu of thy pains and husbandry, come thy ways, and we'll go along together, as thy youthful age is spent, and we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, and I will follow you to the last step of Christianity. Some 17 years from now, I was fourscore, still a guy but living in no more. At 17 years, many opportunity, but at fourscore it is too late. The opportunity to have a human better, and it's very well, not my marriage.
My legs were not weary. I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like one of them. But I to show myself, I must show comfort to weaker vessel, as zealous and toils ought to show itself courageous in petticoats. Therefore, courage, good Aliena. I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you. Yet I should bear no cross if I did bear you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye. Now am I in Arden, the more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place. But travelers must be content.
I be so good, Touchstone. Look you who comes here, a young man with an old, solemn talk.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corn, that thou knowest how I do love her.
I've partly guessed, for I have loved you now.
No, Corn, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast a true lover, as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man was so. How many actions most ridiculous have I been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, thou didst then never love so heartily, if thou rememberest not the slightest folly that thy love made thee run into. Thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat as I do now, wearing thy hero of thy mistress' praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broken company, abruptly as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe!
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found mine own.
And I mine. I remember when I was in love. I broke my sword upon a stone and bid him take that a-coming a night to Jake's mine. And I remember the kissing of a battler and the calistarks that a pretty chap turns out note. I remember the wooing of the peascod instead of her, from whom I took 2 gods and, giving her them again, said with weeping tears, wear these for my sake. We that are true lovers run into strange capers, but as all is more to a nature. So is all nature in love, more to one folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art aware of.
Nay, I shall ne'er be ware of mine own wit, till I break my shins against it.
Oh, Jove. This shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine, but it grows something stale with me.
Oh, I pray you, one of you question yond man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Holla, you clown!
Peace, fool! He's not thy kinsman.
Who calls?
Your betters, sir.
Outside they're very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I pray you, good shepherd, if that lover gold came in this desert place by entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here is a young maid with travel much oppressed, and faints for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her and wish for her sake more than my own. My fortunes were more able to relieve her, but I'm a shepherd to another man, and do not share the fleeces that I graze. My master is of churlish disposition, and little recks to find the way to heaven by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, his flocks and bands of feet are now on sale, at his she-cup now. By reason of his absence, there is nothing to feed upon, but if what is, come see ye, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
Tell me, who is he that shall buy this flock and pasture?
The young swain you saw here, but your royal little cares to find anything.
I pray you, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, pasture, and the flock, and you shall have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, this thing is to be sold. Go with me if you like upon report the soil, the profit, and this kind of life. I will, your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold red suddenly.
More, I prithee more. It will make you melancholy, Mr. Jaques. I thank it. More, I prithee more. I can suck melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I prithee more.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing. Come, more, another stanza. Call you stanzas?
What you will, Mr. Jaques?
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More at your request than to please myself.
Well then, if ever I thank any man, I'll thank you. But that they call compliment is like the encounter of two dog-apes. When a man thanks me heartily, methinks I've given him a penny, and he renders me the beggarly thanks. Come, sing, and you that will not, hold your tongues.
Well, I'll end the song. Sirs, cover the while. The Duke will drink under this tree. He has been all this day to look you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He is too disputable for my company.
I think of as many matters as he, but I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, Warble, come.
Root of ambition drawn, and loves to live in song, shaking the foot he eats and pleased with what he gets, shaking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither. Come hither, 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 come hither.
I'll give you a verse to this note that I made yesterday, in spite of my invention,
And I'll sing it.
thus it goes. If it do come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his wealth and ease, his stubborn will to please, Duke Dame, Duke Dame, Duke Dame, there shall I see gross fools as he, and if he will come to me.
What is the Duke Dame?
'Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. I'll go sleep if I can. If I cannot, I'll rail against all the firstborn of Egypt.
I'll go sit with the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Dear master, I can go no further. Oh, I died for food. Here lie I down and measure up my grave. Farewell, kind master.
Why, how now, Adam? No greater heart in thee? Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it, or bring it for food for thee. Thy conceit is nearer death than thy powers. For my sake, be comfortable, and hold death a while at arm's ends. I will be with thee presently, and if I bring thee not something to eat, then I give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labor. Well said, Adam, thou lookst cheerly, but thou liest in a bleak air. Come, and I will bear thee to some shelter. Thou shalt not die from food if there be anything in this desert.
I think he'd be transformed into a beast, for nowhere can I find him like a man.
Yes, but even now, gone hence, here was he merry hearing of song.
If he come back to jars, grow musical, we shall shortly have to escape this fears. Go seek him, tell him I would speak to him.
He saved my labor by his own approach.
How now, monsieur? What life is this that your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool! A fool! I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool. A miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms. In good set terms, and yet a motley fool. Good moral fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he. Call me not fool till heaven hath sent me fortune. And he drew a dial from his poke, and looking on it with lackluster eye, says, very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. 'Tis but an hour ago since it was 9, and after 1 hour more 'twill be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and then from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby hangs the tale. When I did hear the motley fool thus moral on the time, my lungs began to crow like chanticleer, that fools should be so deep contemplative. And I did laugh sans intermission, an hour by his dial. O noble fool, O worthy fool! Motley's the only wear.
What fool was this?
A worthy fool, one that hath been a courtier, and says, if ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. And in his brain, which is as dry as a remainder biscuit after a voyage, he hath strange places crowned with observation,
the witchy vents in mangled form. Oh, that I were a fool! I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit. Provided that you weed your better judgments of all opinion that grows rank in them, that I am wise. I must have liberty with them, as large a charter as a wind, to blow on whom I please, for so fools have. And they that are most galled with my folly, they most must laugh. And why, sir, must they so? The why is plain as way to parish church. He that a fool doth very wisely hit, doth very foolishly, although he's smart, if he seems senseless of the bob. If not, the wise man's folly is anatomized even by the fool's squandering glances. Invest me in my motley, give me leave to speak my mind, and I will, through and through, cleanse the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee, I know what thou wouldst do.
What for counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous foul sin and chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been all over time, as sensual as the bird sting itself, and all the embossed sores and headed evils that thou with license of free foot hast caught, wouldst thou disgorge into the general world?
Why, who cries out on pride that can there tax any private party? Doth it not flow as hugely as the sea, till that the very means do ebb? What woman of the city do I name, when that I say the city woman bears accustomed princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say that I mean her, when such a one as she, such as her neighbor? Or what is he of basest function, that says his bravery is not on my cost, thinking I mean him, but therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech? There then, how then, what then? Let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged him. If it do him right, then he hath wronged himself. If he be free, why then, my taxing like a wild goose flies, unclaimed of it then. But who come here?
Forbear and eat no more,
Why, I have eaten none yet.
nor shall not till necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cock come of?
Art thou thus bolden, man, by thy distress? Or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemest so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress has taken from me the smooth show of civility. But yet I am inland bred and know some nurture. But forbear, I say, he dies that touches his food till I and my affairs are answered.
You will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently? Pardon me, I pray you. I thought all things here in this forest to be savage, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. But whatever in this shade be inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy both, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time, if ever looked upon better days, if ever been where bells have knolled to church, if ever sat at a goodman's feast, if ever from your eyelid wiped a tear and know what 'tis to pity and be pitied, then let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in which case I blush and hide my sword.
True it is that we have seen better days, and have with holy bells been knolled to church, and sat at the good man's feast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that to your wanting may be ministered.
Then, but forbear from your food for a little, whilst I, like a doe, go and find my fawn and bring it food. There is after me a poor old man who has taken many a weary step, limped in pure love. Till he first be survived by two for evils, age and hunger, I will not touch a bit.
Go seek him. We will nothing waste till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater plays more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infants, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy with his sectional and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. Then a lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad maid to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier,
full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard. Jealous in honor, sudden, quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly and good cap and lined, with eyes severe and beard formal cuts, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The 6'8" shifts into a lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank. And his big manly voice turns again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all that ends is strange, eventful history, his second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him speak.
I thank you most for him.
So had you need. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Fall to. I will not bother you as you like to question you about your fortune. Give us some music and cousin sing.
Blow thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude, as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen. Although thy breath be rude, although thy breath be rude, although thy breath be rude. Free thou winter sky, thou art not by so nigh, thou dost not bite so nigh, as benefit for God. Though thou waters warm, thy sting is not so sharp, thy sting is not so sharp, as friends remember not, thy sting is not so sharp, as friends remembered not, as friends remembered not.
If you were the good Sir Roland's son, as you whispered faithfully to me you were, and as mine eyes doth his effigy's witness, most truly limed and living in your face, be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. And the rest of your fortune go to my cave and tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome as thy master is. And take him by the arm, give me your hand, and let me all your fortunes understand.
Please join us in the corner.
Not seen him since! Not seen him since! Sir, that cannot be! Were I not the benefactor made mercy, I would not seek an absent argument or revenge. Thou present! But look to it! Find out thy brother, where he is. Seek him with candor. Bring him to me dead or living within this 12-month, or turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory! All thy lands and things that thou dost call thine, worth seizure, do we seize into our hands. Till thou canst quit what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I ne'er loved my brother in my life.
More villain thou! Stop him! Push him out of doors! and let my officers of such a nature make an extent upon his house and lands.
Hey there, my verse. In witness of my love, and thou, thrice crowned queen of night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above, thy huntress's name that my full life doth sway. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and on their barks all character down, that which every eye in this forest looks, shall see thy true virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, and carve on every tree, the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
Truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect there's a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that is private, it is a very vile life. Now in respect that is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. But in respect that is not at the court, it is tedious. As it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well, but as there's no more plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more that I know, the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. He who wants money is content without 3 good friends. That the property of rain is to wet and fire to burn, that a good pasture makes fat sheep, and that the great cause of the night is the lack of the sun, that he hath learned no wit may art complain of good breeding comes a very dull kindred.
Such a one was the natural philosopher. Wast ever at court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Truly, thou art damned. Like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
For not being at court, your reason?
Why, if thou never wast at court, thou never sawest good manners. If thou never sawest good manners, thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Not a whit, Touchstone. Those that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous as the behavior of the country's most mockable at the court. You told me you not salute at the court, but you kiss your hands. That courtesy would be uncleanly if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance, briefly, come, instance.
Why, we are still handing our ewes and their fells. You know our grease.
Why, do not your courtiers' hands sweat? And is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of man? Shallow, shallow. A better instance, I say, come.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Your lips will feel them the sooner. Shallow again. A more sounder instance, come.
And they are often tarred over with the surgery of sheep. And would you have kissed tar? The courtier's hands are perfumed with civet.
Most shallow man! Thou worms meat in respect of a good piece of flesh, indeed. None otherwise, and perpend, civet is of an even baser birth than tar, the very uncleanly flux of a cat. Mend the instant, shepherd.
You have too courtly a wit for me, I'll rest.
Wilt thou rest damned? God help thee, shallow man, God make incision in thee. Thou art raw.
Sir, I'm a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other man's good, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes graze and my lambs suck.
That is another simple sin in you. To bring the ewes and the rams together, and to hope to get your living by the copulation of cattle. To be bought to a bellwether, and to betray a she-lamb of a 12-month to a crooked-pated old cuckoldly ram out of all reasonable match. Thou beest not damned for this. The devil himself will have no shepherds. I cannot see how else thou shouldst escape.
Look, here comes young Monsieur Ganymede, my new mistress, brother.
From the east western beacon, no jeweless like Rosaline. Her mirth being mounted on the wind through all the world bears Rosaline. All the pictures fairest line are but black to Rosaline. Let no face be kept in mind, but the fair of Rosaline.
All right, we so 8 years together. Dinners and suppers and sleeping hours accepted. It is the right but a woman's rank to market. Out, fool, for a taste. If a heart do lag behind, let him seek out Rosalind. The cat will after kind, So we sure were Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so much slender Rosalind. He that reap much sheep and bind, then depart with Rosalind. Sweetest nut has sourest rind, such a nut is Rosalind. He that sweetest love must find love's prick and Rosalind. This is a very false gallop of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool. I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
I'll graft it with you, and then I shall graft it with a meddler. For you'll be rotten ere you be half ripe, and that's the right virtue of the meddler.
You have said, but whether wisely or no, let the forest judge.
Peace, you dull fool. Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Why should we desert green? For example, tongues I will hang on every tree that shall simple sayings show. Some will reap the life of man, runs in air and pilgrimage. That stretching of a span follows the song of age. Some of violating vows twixt the souls of friend and friend, but upon the fairest boughs, or at every sentence end, will I, Rosalinda, write, oh dear, teaching all but read to know, the quintessence of every sprite heaven would in little show. Therefore heaven nature charged that one body should be filled with all graces wide and large nature presently distilled. Helen's chief but not her part, Cleopatra's majesty, Atlantis set apart, sad Lucretia's modesty. Thus Rosalind met many parts, by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live in diamonds. Wait, goodness, oh, most gentle Jupiter. What tedious homily of love have you wearied your gentle parishioners withal? I never once cried, have patience, good people. How now, back friends? Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, Sirrah.
Come, shepherd, let us make honorable retreat, though not with bag and baggage, but with scrip and scrippage.
Oh. Didst thou hear these verses?
Aye, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
That's no matter, the feet might bear the verses.
Aye, the feet were lame and could not bear themselves off the verse.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged in carpet upon these streets?
Why, I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you came. For look you here what I found in the palm tree. I was never so good rise this time, and I was married back. Oh, which I can hardly remember.
Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain that you once wore about his neck?
I prithee who? I prithee who?
Oh, Lord, it is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes and so encounter.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
I prithee tell me now, with most petitionary vehemence, tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that, a ball hooping.
Good my complexion. Dost thou think, though I'm comparison like a man, I have a doublet and hose in my disposition? 1 inch of delay more is like a South Sea of discovery. I pray thee tell me who it is, quickly, and speak apace. I would thou couldst stammer that thou mightest pour this concealed man out of thy mouth, as wine comes out of a narrow-mouthed bottle, either too much at once or none at all. I pray thee take the cork out of thy mouth, that I may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
Is he of God's making? What manner of man? Is his head worth a hat, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
Well, God will give him more if the man be thankful. Oh, let me stay the growth of his beard. If you delay me not, the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that tripped up the wrestler's heels and your heart, both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak sad brow and true maid.
If faith cuts, 'tis he.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when thou sawest him? What said he? How looked he? What makes he here? Did he ask for me? How parted he with thee? And when shall I see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must bar me gargantuous mouth first. 'Tis a word too great for any mouth of this age's size. To say I know to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
But does he know that I am in this forest in a man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
Ugh, it is as easy to count atomies as to resolve to propositions of a lover. But take a taste of my finding him and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
Oh,
though it may be well be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me audience, good madam.
And proceed. There lay he stretched along like a wounded knight. Oh, the pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry hollow to thy tongue, I prithee. It curvets unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden. Thou bringst me out of tune.
Dost thou not know that I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. Soft, come see not here.
'Tis he! Slink by and note him.
Thank you for your company, but good faith, I had as lief have been myself alone.
So had I, but yes, for fashion's sake. I thank you too for your society.
Goodbye, you. Let's meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you mar no more trees, rather we ourselves in the box.
I pray you mar no more of my virtues with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, yes.
I do not like her name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and commonwealth rings?
Not so, but I answer you right painted cloth from whence you have studied your question.
You have a nimble wit. I think 'twas made of Atalanta's heels. Will you sit here with me, and we two will rail against our mistress, the world, and all our miseries?
I will chide no breather in the world but myself. Against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis not a fault I would change for your best virtues. I am weary of them.
By my troth, I was singing for a fool when I found you.
He's drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall find him.
There I shall see mine own figure.
Which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I must speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave. Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you. What is the clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There is no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest. Else sighing every minute and groaning every hour could tell the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had that not been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse peoples. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I pray thee, who does time trot withal?
Marry, he trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If interim be but a sennight, time's pace is so hard that it seems the length of a 7-year.
Who doth time amble withal?
With a priest that lacks Latin, and a rich man that hath not the gout. For the one sleeps easily because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he knows no pain. The one lacking the burden of lean and wasteful learning, the other knowing not the burden of heavy and tedious penury. These time ambles withal.
Who does time gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows, for though he goes softly his foot can fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
And who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, for they sleep between term and term, and then they perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney which you see dwell where she is kindled.
You seem to have such a fine accent that could be purchased in so removed a dwell.
And indeed, I have been told so of many. Indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man. One that knew courtship life too well, for there he fell in love. I've heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God that I am not a woman, to be taxed with so many giddy offenses, as he hath generally taxed their entire sex withal.
I pray thee, what were some of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of women?
There were none principal. They were all alike as halfpence are, each one fault seeming monstrous till its fellow fault came to match it.
Recount some of them to me.
Nay, I will not cast away my physic, but on those who are sick. There's a man haunts this forest who abuses our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies upon brambles. All for a suit defying the name Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the very quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaked. I pray thee, tell me your remedy.
Nay, I see none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I'm sure you are not a prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not, but I'll pardon you for that, for simply, your having a beard is a younger brother's revenue. Then your hose should be ungartered, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you were no such man. You rather point device in your accoutrement, as loving yourself and seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it! You could as soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she's after to do than to confess she does. That is one of the points in the which women still give the lie to their consciences. But, in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
But, are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Oh, love is merely a madness, and I tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a whip as madmen do. And the only reason they are not so punished and cured is because the lunacy is so ordinary that even the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me, his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me. At which time would I, being but a moonish youth, would grieve, be effeminate, changeable, liking and longing, proud, fantastical, apish, shallow, inconsistent, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion truly anything, as boys and women are for the most part cattle of this color. Would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now weep for him, then spit at him, till at last I drave my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and to live in a nook, merely monastic. And thus I cured him. And so I will take it upon myself to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love left in it.
Fair youth, I would not be cured.
I would cure you, if you would but come to my cot every day and call me Rosalind.
Then, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you will tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will you go?
Come on, pace, good Audrey. I will fetch up your goats, Audrey. And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? If my simple feature content you.
Your simple features, Lord warrant us. What features?
I'm here with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the Goths. When a man's verse cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child, understanding, strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed, and what? Is it a true thing?
No, truly, for the truest poetry is the most feigning. And lovers are given to poetry, and what they swear in poetry, it may be said, as lovers, they do feign.
Do you wish then the gods had made me poetical?
I do. Truly, for thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope that thou dost feign.
Would you not have me honest?
No, truly, for honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey as sauce to sugar.
You fool.
Well, I'm not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut would to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I'm not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But, be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, with promise to meet me here in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Will the gods give us joy?
Amen. A man may, if he will of a fearful heart, stagger in this attempt. For here we have no temple but the wood, no assembly but horn beasts. But what though? Courage, as horns are odious, They are necessary. It's said many a man knows no end of his goods. Right, many a man has good horns and knows no end of them. The noblest is the single man, therefore blessed? No. The walled town is more worthier than a village, and so is the forehead of a married man more honorable than the bare brow of a bachelor. And by how much defense is better than no skill? By so much as a horn, more precious than to want. Here comes Sir Oliver Martix. Sir Oliver Martix, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take on gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed. I'll give her.
Good evening, good monsieur. What you call? How do you do, sir? How do you do? You are very well met.
Good evening for your last company, sir. I am very glad to see you. You can enjoy that, dear sir.
Pray, be covered.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bow, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires, and as pigeons bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And will you, being a man of no breeding, be made under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest that can show you the message. This fellow will but join you together as they form wainscot. Then one of you will prove a shrunk panel, and, like green timber, warp.
I am not in the mind, but I were better to be married of him than of another, or he is not like to marry me well, and, not being well married, will be a good excuse for me hereafter to leave my wife.
Go thou with me and let's make counsel.
Farewell, good Master Oliver. Not, oh brave Oliver, oh sweet Oliver, leave me not behind thee, but wind away, be gone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee.
It's no matter. Never obtain passable name from all shall flout beyond my calling.
Never talk to me. I shall weep. Do, I prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man. Oh, but have I not cause to weep? As good cause as one would desire, therefore weep. Oh. His very hair is of the dissembling color, something browner than Judas's. Marry, his kisses are Judas's own children. If faith, his hair is of a good color, an excellent color. Your chestnut was ever the only color. And his kissing is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy bread. He hath bought a pair of cast lips of Diana. A nun of winter sisterhood kisses not more religiously. The very ice of chastity is in them. But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not? Nay, certainly, there is no truth in him. Do you think so? Yes, I think he is not a pick purse nor a horse stealer, but for his verity in love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut. Not true in love? Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in. You have heard him swear downright he was. Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a chapster. They are both the confirmers of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest on the Duke your father. I met the Duke yesterday and had much question with him. Oh. He asked me of what parentage I was, and I told him as good as he. Oh. So he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando? Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Quite traverse, athwart the heart of his lover, as a puny tilter that spurs his horse but on one side, breaks his staff like a noble goose. But all's brave that youth mounts and folly guides. Who comes here?
Mistress and master, you have often quiet the shepherd sitting by me on the turf.
Well, and what of him?
If you will see a pageant truly play between the pale complexion of true love and the red glowing scorn of proud disdain, go hence a little, and I shall conduct you, if you will mark it.
Oh, come. Let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love. Bring us to this sight, and you shall say, I'll prove a busy actor in their play. Oh.
Sweet Amy, do not scorn me, do not weep. Say that you love me not. Do not say so in bitterness. The common executioner. His humble axe falls upon my neck, but first makes pardon.
Will you be sterner than he who lives and dies by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly before I would not injure thee. Thou tells me there is a murder in mine eye. It is pretty sure and very probable that I that are the frailest, softest things, who'd shut their coward gates on enemies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do my frown on thee with all my heart. If mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. If my now counterfeits this wound, why now fall down? Or canst not do? Oh, for shame, lie not to say mine admirers. Now show the wound my eye hath made. Scratch deep but with the pin, and there remains some scar of it. Lean upon a rush, the cicatrice, incapable impressure, thy palm some moment keeps. I have hurt thee not. I have darted my eyes at thee, and that can do hurt.
Sweet Phoebe, if ever as that ever may be near, mean in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then you shall know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But as till that time comes, come not near me. As till that time comes, afflict me with mocks, pity me not. As till that time comes, I shall not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother that you insult, exult, and all at once over the wretched? What, though you have no beauty, as, by my faith, I see no more new than without candle may go dark to bed? Must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why look you so upon me? I see no more new than the ordinary of nature's sail work. Odds my life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can attain my spirits to your worship. You, foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her like foggy south, puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. 'Tis not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments can show her. But, mistress, know thyself. Down on your knees. And thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you friendly in your ear, sell when you can, you're not for all markets. Cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Sweet youth, I pray you chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so upon me?
For no ill will bear.
I pray you do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. If you will know my house, 'tis at the tuft of olives here hard by. Will you go, sister? Shepherd, ply her hard. Come, sister. Shepherdess, look on him better, and be not proud, though all the world could see. None could be so abused in sight as he. Come to our flock.
Dead shepherd, now I find thy saw of might. Who'd ever loved that loved not at first sight?
Sweet Phoebe,
Wouldst thou say, Silvius?
sweet Phoebe, pity me.
I am sorry for thee, gentle Silvius.
So holy and so perfect is my love, and I in such a poverty of grace, that I shall think it a most plenteous crop, to glean the broken ears after the man that the main harvest reaps. Loose now and then a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
You know the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I have met him oft. He hath bought the old bounds in the cottage that the old Carlet was once master of.
Think not I love him, yet I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what do I care for words? Yet words do well. It pleases them those to speak him seek. But what have I done? Silvius is quite a woman. But what has I done for him to chide on me? He says my eyes were black, my hair black. And now I remember to be scorned at, I shall write him a very taunting letter. Which thou bear it, Silvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and heart, and I'll be passing short. Come with me, Silvius.
Pretty youth. Let me be better acquainted with thee. They say you are a melancholy fellow. I am so. I do love it better than laughing. Why, those who are in the extremity of either are abominable fellows, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards. Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing. Why, then, 'tis good to be a post. I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is phantasmagоry. nor the soldiers, which is ambitious, nor the courtiers, which is proud, nor the lawyers, which is politic, nor the ladies, which is nice, nor the lovers, which is all these. But it is a melancholy of mine own, compounded of many simples, extracted from many objects, and indeed, sundry contemplation of my travels, in which my often rumination wraps me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveler! By my faith, I think you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your own lands to see other men's, and then to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad, and to travel for it too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God by you, and you talk in blank verse.
Farewell, Monsieur Melancholy. Look you lisp and wear strange suits, disable all the benefits of your own country, be out of love with your nativity, and almost chide God for making you that countenance you are, or I shall scarce think you have swam in a gondola. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover? And you serve me such another trick? Come no more in my sight.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love? He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts, and break but a minute of the 1,000th part of a minute in the affairs of love, of him it may be said that Cupid hath clapped him on the shoulder, but I'll warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy. Come no more in my sight. I would as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointure, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
And what's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for. But he comes armed with his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleaseth him to call you so, but he hath the Rosalind of a better leer than you.
Come, woo me, for now I am in a holiday humor and am like enough to consent. What would you say to me now, and I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you were better to speak first, and then when you were gravelled for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they are out, they will spit. And for lovers, lacking God warrantous matter, the cleanliest shift is to kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
Then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
That should you, were I your mistress. Else I should think my honesty was ranker than my wit.
And what of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, yet out of your suit. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Then, in her person I say I will not have you.
Then in mine own person I die.
No, faith, die by attorney. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and there was never one man died in his own person, be to it in a love cause. Troilus had his brains dashed out by a Grecian club, yet he did what he could do to die before, and he is one of the patterns of love. Leander would have lived many a fair year, though hero had turned none, if it had not been for a hot midsummer night, for, fair youth, he was taken with the cramp while washing in the Hellespont, and he drowned, and the foolish chroniclers of that age found that it was hero Cestus. But these are all lies. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind. For I protest her frown might kill me.
By this hand it will not hurt a fly. But, come, now I'll be your Rosalind in a more coming on disposition. Ask me what you will, and I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Aye, faith will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
Aye, and 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Art thou not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest. Marry us.
I pray
Give me your hand, Orlando.
Marry us.
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Aye, but when?
Why now, as fast as she can marry us?
Well, then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I might ask you for your commission, but I do take thee, Orlando, for my husband. There's a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thought runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts. They are winged.
Now tell me, how long would you have her after you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Nay, say a day without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, and December when they wed. Maids are May when we are maids, but the sky changes when we are wives. I will be more jealous over you than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous than a parrot against rain,
more newfangled in my desire than a monkey, more giddy than an ape. I will weep for nothing like Diana in the fountain, and I will do that when you are disposed to be merry. I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my faith, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Ah, the wiser the waywarder, else she could not have the wit to do this. Make the doors upon a woman's wit, and 'twill out at the casement. Shut that, 'twill out at the keyhole. Close that, 'twill fly with the smoke out at the chimney.
My Rosalind, for these 2 hours, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Aye, go your ways. Go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much, and I believed no less. That flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis but one cast away, and so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour?
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and so God mend me, and by all pretty oaths that are not dangerous. If you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, and the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her that you call Rosalind out of all the gross band of the unfaithful. So therefore, beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if thou wert indeed my Rosalind. So, adieu.
Well, time is the old justice that examines all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex in your love fright. You must have your hose and doublet plucked over your head, and show the world what the bird hath done to her own nest.
Oh, cuz, my pretty little cuz, thou dost know how many fathom deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My affection hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather bottomless, that as fast as you pour affection in, it runs out.
Nay, but that same wicked bastard of Venus that was conceived of thought, be conceived of spleen and born of madness. That blind, rascally boy that doth abuse our own eyes because his own are out. Let him be judge how deep I am in love. I'll tell thee, Aliena, I cannot bear to be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he comes.
And I'll sleep.
Which is he that killed the deer?
Sir, it was I.
Let's present him to the Duke like Roman consul. And it would do well to place the deer's horn upon his head for a second. Have you no song for us of this purpose?
Yes, sir.
Sing it. Just no matter how it be in tune, so it make noise enough.
Now sing cuckoo, sing cuckoo, now sing cuckoo.
So many a shall they sing cuckoo. Seed of girl and meadow blossoms should just spring anew. Sing cuckoo,
now sing
till she gleans without her lamb, but cow looks after cow.
now sing
All a gleam without the stick, now they sing cuckoo.
now
Sing
sing
cuckoo, now they sing they coo.
now
They sing cuckoo.
sing
So many a cuckoo,
now
so they
sing
sing cuckoo. So they sing cuckoo.
now sing sing now sing.
How now? Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here, much Orlando.
I warrant you, with pure love and troubled brain, he hath ta'en his bow and arrows and is gone forth to sleep. Look who comes here.
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not what it contains, but guessing by her stern brow and waspish action she did use in writing it, it bears an angry tenor.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swaggerer. Bear this, bear all. She says that I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were men as rare as Phoenix. Odds my life, her love is not the hare that I do hunt. But why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd? Well, this is a letter of your own device.
No, I protest. I know not the contents of it. My Phoebe did write it.
Oh, come, you are a fool, and turn to the extremity of love. I saw her hand. 'Twas a leathern hand, a freestone-colored hand. I verily did think her old gloves were on, but 'twas her hands. She had a huss of stand, but that's no matter. I say she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention and in his hand.
It is hers.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and a crude style. A style for challengers. Why, she defies me like Turk to Christian. Woman's gentle brain could not drop forth such giant rude inventions, such Ethiop words, blacker in their effect than in their countenance. Will you hear this letter?
If please you, for I've not heard it yet, but I've heard all too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
Oh, she Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
Why thy Godhead laid apart, warrest thou with a woman's heart? Did you ever hear such railing? Whiles the eye of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me, meaning me a beast. If the scorn of your bright eye have power to raise such love in mine, alack, in me what strange effect would they work in mild aspect? Whiles you chid me I did love, how then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and thus I'll study how to die.
Call you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd, do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What? To make thee an instrument and play such false strains upon thee? Not to be endured. But go your ways, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake. And say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee. And if she will not, I will never have her, unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word. For look, here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray, if you know where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote, fenced about with olive trees.
Oh, west of this place, down in the neighbor bottom. The rank of osiers by the murmuring stream, left on your right hand, brings you to the place. But at this hour, the house doth keep itself. There's none within.
If that's an I may profit by a tongue, then should I know thee by description? Such garments and such years. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman is low, and browner than her brother. Are not you the owners of the house I did inquire for?
Well, it is no boast being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both. And to that youth he calls his Rosalind, he sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you'll know of me. What man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
Oh, I pray you tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left with a promise. To return within an hour. And pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo what befell. He threw his eye aside and marked what object did present itself. Under an old oak, whose boughs were mossed with age, and high-top bald with dry antiquity, a wretched, ragged old man, overgrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who, with her head nimble in threats, did approach the opening of his mouth. But suddenly, seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented glides did slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade and lions, with udders all drawn dry, lay crouching, head to ground, cat-like watch, whether the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on nothing that doth seem as dead. This scene, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same man, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might do so, for well I know he was unnatural.
But for the bloody napkin. I'm sorry, no. To Orlando, did he leave him there food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice he turned his back and purposed so, But kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature, stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him. In which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I await.
Are you his brother? Was 't you he rescued? Was 't you that did so oft contrive to kill him?
'Twas I. But 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing that I am.
But for the bloody napkin! What's he?
Oh, by and by. When from the first to the last, betwixt us two, tears our accountant had most kindly bathed, as to how I came to that desert place, in brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me on the instant to his cave, and there stripped himself, and here, on his arm, the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried in fainting upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up the wound, and after some short space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin, dyed in this blood, to that shepherd youth he doth in sport call his Rosalind.
What now? Ganymede, sweet Ganymede!
Then he will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Cousin, Ganymede!
Look, he recovers.
I would have run home. We'll lead you thither. I pray you, will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, youth. You a man? You lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Ah, Sarah. A body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you commend my counterfeiting to your brother. Ah, will you go? Hi-ho!
This was no counterfeit. There's too great testimony in your complexion that it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then, take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
So I do. But of faith, I should have been a woman by right. Oh, come. You look paler and paler. Pray you draw homewards. Good sir. Go with us?
That will I. For I must bear answer back how you excuse my brother, Rosalind.
Oh, I shall devise something. But I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
Which mighty time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Wait, the piece was good enough for all the old gentlemen's sayings.
Most wicked Sir Oliver, Audrey, and most vile Martex. But, Audrey, there's a youth here in the forest lays claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. Here comes the man you mean.
It's meat and drink to me to see a clown. By my troth, we that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting. We cannot hold.
Good evening, Audrey.
Gotty, good evening, William.
And good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, gentle friend. Cover thy head, cover thy head. Nay, prithee, speak up. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
A ripe age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Was born in the forest here?
Aye, sir. I thank God.
Thank God. A good answer. Art thou rich?
Faith, sir. So-so.
So is good. Very good. Very excellent good. And yet, it is not. It is but so-so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir. I have a pretty wit.
Why, thou sayest well. I do not remember saying, the fool doth think he's wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. He, the philosopher, when he had a desire to eat a grape, would open his lips when to put it in his mouth, meaning thereby that grapes were meant to eat and lips to open. You do love this maid.
But I do, sir.
Give me thy hand. Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for it's a figure in rhetoric that drink, being poured out of the cup into a glass by filling the one, doth empty the other. Now all your writers do consent that ipse is he. Now you are not ipse, for I am he.
What's she, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon what is in the book of leave, the society which in the force is company of this female, which in the common is woman, or clown, thou perishest, or to thy better understanding diest. Or to wit, I kill thee, make thee away, translate thy life into death, thy liberty into bondage. I will deal in poison with thee, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will o'errun thee with palsy, I will bandy with thee in faction, I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore tremble and depart.
Do good, William.
God rest your mercy.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come, away, away.
Trip, Audrey, trip. I attend.
Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her, that but seeing, love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant? And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question, the poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consentment. But say with me that I love Aliana. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both, that we may enjoy each other. 'Twill be for your good, for my father's house, and all the revenue that was old Sir Roland's will I estate upon you. And here, live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite all the Duke and all's contented followers. Go you and prepare Aliana, for look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Oh, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see they wear the heart in a scarf.
It's my arm.
Why, I thought I had heard that your heart had been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when he showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, 'tis true, there was never anything so sudden as the fight of two rams, and Caesar's thrasonical brag of I came, I saw, and overcame. For your brother and my sister no sooner met but they looked, no sooner looked but they loved, no sooner loved but they sighed, no sooner sighed but they asked one another the reason, no sooner knew the reason but they sought the remedy, and in these degrees they have crafted a pair of stairs to marriage. They're in the very wrath of love, and they will together. Clubs cannot part them.
Yes. They will be married tomorrow, and I will invite the Duke to be the nuptial. But, oh, how bitter a thing it is to look at happiness through another man's eyes. By so much the more, tomorrow shall I be at the height of heart happiness, by how much I shall think my brother unhappy in having what he wishes for.
Why then, tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I weary you no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know you are a gentleman of good conceit. I speak not this that you may bear a good opinion of my knowledge, neither do I labor for a greater esteem than may in some little measure draw belief from you to do yourself good. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things. I have since I was 3 years old conversed with a magician, most profound in his art, and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind, so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, when your brother marries Aliena, you shall marry her. I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it be not inconvenient to you, to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is, and without any danger.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
By my life, I do, which I tender dearly, though I say I am a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array, and bid your friends, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to sow the letter I read to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is all to be made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Rosalind.
Wait, Rosalind?
Oh,
This is
yeah.
Ganymede.
Oh, yeah.
I love Rosalind.
Who do you love, Orlando?
I already told you, I love Rosalind.
And I love no woman.
It's all to be made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is all to be made of adoration, all duty and all observance, all patience and impatience, all purity and all trials. And so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, I blame me to love you.
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
Who do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth not hear.
Oh, I pray you no more of this. 'Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow meet me all together. I will marry you, if ever I marry a woman, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy a man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will please you, if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So fare you well, I have left you commands. I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is a joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we shall be married.
I do desire with all my heart, and I hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Here comes two of the banished Duke's pages. Well met, honest gentlemen.
By my troth, well met. Come, sit, and a song.
Come, sit in the middle, and we will... shall we clap into it roundly without hawking or spitting or saying we are hoarse, which are the only prologues to a bad voice? Aye, faith. We will sing like two gypsies on a horse. It was a lover and his lass with the hay and a hoe and a hey, nanny no, and a hey and a hey, nanny no. That's o'er the green cornfield, the green cornfield did pass in springtime, the only pretty springtime when birds do sing. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding. Sweet lovers love the spring, sweet lovers love the spring. Springtime, the only pretty ringtime when birds do sing. Hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding, hey, ding-a-ding-a-ding. Sweet lovers love the spring.
Truly, young gentlemen, though there is no great matter in the ditty, yet the note was very untunable.
You are deceived, sir. We kept our time, we lost not our time.
By my troth, I count it but time lost to hear such a foolish song. God buy you, and God mend your voices.
Some believe Orlando, the boy who dwelt here promised.
I sometimes do believe, and sometimes do not. As those that fear they hope, and know they fear.
Patience, once more whilst our compact is urged. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow her on Orlando here?
I would, had I kingdoms to give with her.
And you say, you will have Rosalind when I bring her.
That would I, were I of all kingdoms king.
Did I not tell Phoebe and Sylvius to meet us here? Where aren't they? Phoebe, you promised to marry me if I be willing.
Yes, that is, will I die the hour after?
But if you do refuse me, you shall bestow yourself on this most faithful shepherd.
So is the bargain.
Sylvius, you say you'll marry Phoebe if she will.
Though to have her and death were the same thing.
I have promised to make all this matter even. Keep your word, O Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. Keep your word, Phoebe, that you'll marry me, or else, refusing me, to wed this shepherd. Keep your word, Sylvius, that you'll marry her if she refuse me. And from hence I go to make all these doubts even.
I do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, when I first saw him, we thought he was a brother to your daughter. But, my good lord, the boy is forest-born, and has been tutored in many rudiments by the studies of his uncle, who he claims was a great magician. Obscured in the circle of this forest.
There is sure another flood toward, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here comes a pair of very strange beasts, which, in all tongues, are called fools.
Salutation and greeting to you.
Good my lords, bid him welcome. This is the monthly-minded gentleman I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
Many men doubt that. Let him put me to my purgation. I have tried a measure. I have flattered a lady. I have been politic with my friend, smooth with mine enemy. I have undone 3 tailors. I have had 4 quarrels, and like to have fought one.
And how was that, Taylor?
Faith, we met and found the quarrel was upon the 7th cause.
Oh, 7th cause. Good my lord, like this fellow.
I like him very much.
God yield you, sir. I desire you of the like. A precedent here, sir, among the rest of the country copulatives to swear and forswear. Marriage binds, blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir. An ill-favored thing, sir. Mine own. Poor humor of mine, sir, to take that no man else will. Rich honesty dwells like a miser, sir, in a poor house, as your pearl in your foul oyster.
But for the 7th cause, how did you find the quarrel in the 7th cause?
As thus, sir, bear your body more seeming. I did dislike the cut of a certain courtier's beard. He sent me word, if I said his beard was not cut well, he was in the mind it was. It's called the retort courtiers. If I sent him word again it was not well cut, he would send me word, he cut it to please himself. This is called the quick modest. Again it was not well cut. He disabled my judgment. This is called the reply churlish. Again it was not well cut. He would say I spake not true. This is called the reproof valiant. If again it was not well cut, he would say I lied. This is called the counter-check quarrelsome. And so to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how oft did you say his beard was not well cut?
I just go no further than the lie circumstantial, nor he durst not give me the lie direct.
Can you nominate, in order now, the degrees of the lie?
Oh, sir, we quarrel in print, by the book, as you have books for good manners. I will name you the degrees. The first, the retort courteous. The second, the quip modest. The third, the reply churlish. The fourth, the reproof valiant. The fifth, the counter-check quarrelsome. The sixth, the lie with circumstance. Seventh, the lie direct. All these you may avoid, but the lie direct. You may avoid that too with an if. I remember when 7 justices could not take up a quarrel, but when the parties were met themselves, one thought but of an if. As you said so, then I said so. And so the parties shook hands and swore brothers. Your if is the only peacemaker, much virtue in if.
Is not this a rare fellow, my lord? He's as good at anything, and yet a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his way.
Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her. Ye brought her hither, that thou mightest join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours. If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sheep and sighs be true, well then, my love, adieu.
I'll have no father, if you be not he. I'll have no husband, if you be not he. Nor ne'er wed woman, if you be not she.
Peace out, I bar confusion. 'Tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands, if truth holds true contents. You and you, no cross shall part. You and you are heart and heart. You to his love must accord, or have the woman to your lord. You and you are sure together, as the winter to foul weather. Whilst wedlock hymn we sing, feed yourself to question. That reason wonder may diminish, how thus we met and these things finish. Wedding his great Juno's crown, O blessed bond of born of heaven, 'tis Hymen peoples every town. Honor, high honor, and renown, to Hymen, god of every town.
O niece, welcome thou art to me, even daughter, welcome in no less degree.
I will not bid my word in fancy, for I have not bidden my word. Let me have audience for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Roland, that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick, hearing how that every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, assembled a mighty power that were on foot in his own conduct, purposely to take his brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, where meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him was converted, both from his enterprise and from the world, his crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again that were with him exiled.
Young man, thou offers fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one, his lands withheld. To the other, a land itself at large, a potent dukedom. First, in this forest, let us do these ends that here were well began and well begot, and after, every of this happy number that have endured shrewd days and nights with us, shall share in the good of our returned fortune according to the measure of their states. Meantime, forget this new-fallen dignity and fall into a rustic revelry. Brides and bridegrooms all, with measures heaped in joy, to the measures fall.
Sir, by your patience. If I heard you rightly, the Duke hath put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court.
He hath.
To him will I. Out of these convertites there is much to be heard and learned. You to your former honor I bequeath, your patience and your virtue, most certain. You to a love your true faith doth merit. You to your land and love and great allies. You to a long and well-deserved bed. And you to wrangling, for thy loving voyage is but 2 months victualed. So to your pleasures, I am for other than for dancing measures.
Stay, Jacques, stay.
To see no pastime I, what you would have, I'll stay to know what your bandit cave.
Proceed, proceed. We shall begin these rites. As we do trust, they'll end in true delights.
Wow, that was an exciting ending. Very excited right now. Give to the adults that have sacrificed work hours, family hours, a lot of hours. I'm waiting for my stage manager to bring my presents. Yes, your kids, all of them. Thank you so much. All of the adult volunteers, I want to give a special hand to these ladies that have been the heartbeat of the show. I just kept going back there and putting everything on there. You just carried it on. So that's really special. We need our own like people. Can all be Mrs. Wheeler, Mrs. Bush, Mrs. Aaron? I can't see anyone. Who's here? Or who's hiding? Okay. Obviously, this production rests heavily on adults that are willing to very generously share their time. And these two ladies, Mrs. Miriam and Mrs. Bush, were the trustee people that stepped forward and said, yes, we'll be there and we'll include all the makeup design, work with the girls, you kids. She assisted the young ladies that designed the makeup to be able to see their vision through. So thank you very much for doing that. This is Bush that Susan Dunn Productions and must like it well enough to bear with all the children in the green room. And she's just a person with a heart of gold. And we're so grateful for her presence here and her calming influence. So we want to thank her. I want to thank Mrs. Wheeler, but this is how it goes with the most generous, right? They just disappear. Someone keeps only taking out the trash. But if you see Mrs. Wheeler, please thank her because she just made all of the little pieces come together. And we're so, so grateful to her. So I'll take her things. Let's give her Let's not forget that we have that for her. Okay. Is Mr. Manning here? Do we have Mr. Manning? You're back. So only the girls get flowers, Mr. Manning, but give you chocolate. Mr. Manning has been a father in our school that stepped up so many times this year with things that we needed that maybe some of the women that are running things might need a man's assistance for. And we're so grateful to him, and he did the same in this production. He just, I'm not even sure, but he did a lot. And he just was back there building set pieces, creating this beautiful wood for the students to actually. I don't want to go on and on about Miss Jessica because I always start to cry. Feel sorry for Miss Jessica also is in a situation, for you, thank you so much, where I'm not sure I can give her full credit for everything she did for the production because I'm not aware of all the details, but she created the soundscape for the production, is that correct? She provided all the music, she choreographed the dances and the songs, which that dance, you guys, was just beautiful. What a highlight. And she wherever she goes, and she did that in this production, so thank you so much. Okay, now we need to have Mr. Wheeler come up. All we ask, Mr. Wheeler, this is another person that is a man of many hidden talents and never wants to talk about himself or share. He shares his talents really, but he holds so much back of his greatness. He really does. And I'm pretty sure I can say it would not be what we saw tonight with Mr. Wheeler not absolutely knowing when to offer his help and his gifts to our group. So we're so grateful to Mr. Wheeler. I can't list all the things again. Someone help me. Marissa, can you help me start listing things? He did. He pretty much produced everything. He did the lights and assisted Preston Massey on the spotlight and stepped in on the sound when Miss Justin took the piano. Plus, he was cueing me where to go when. I mean, this is just him having a bowl of cereal on the corner. There's nothing for his abilities. He has a tremendous background, but he's willing again to share himself with us, and we really needed that, and we're so grateful. You're getting to the end of the hardest part. So, Ms. Standard, this is for you. I feel like God blesses those who will say yes. I really, have, in all sincerity, have a testimony of saying yes. Even when you're uncertain, or even when you're not sure. But in this mercy, he doesn't even have to say yes. He just comes up with a yes. He doesn't even have that thing holding her back. This is, she shouldn't do it. And I'm not going to say I wasn't nervous at points. But wow. And just really blessing with the opportunity to try this. So she's more than done that, and we're just so grateful. Would you like to say anything?
Just that I'm so grateful. This has been such an incredible opportunity, and thank you to all of you for everything you have done. This is just such a joy.
Well, thank you, Ms.
You. Thank you for putting this together.
Thank you. Earlier today, I saw Gianna represent because we have genres, we have cards, we're set to go next week. What 13-year-old young woman has the whole plan together?
That was Samantha's idea.
That was Samantha's. Let's give it down to that. I think the main thing that I wanted the students to take away, other than the love of kind of furnishing their mind with these great words, is that they can support each other through hard things. They can be there for each other, and they can keep their spirits up even if something goes wrong. We saw a couple of good instances of that tonight. So we're going to close. Thank you again for being here. Thank you, parents, for the sacrifices and support that it takes to make anything in your children's life possible. And We'll say goodbye. We're going to have cast pictures now, so we're going to keep moving up here. Is that right, Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
So, all of you cast members stay here, backstage stay here. We're going to take some pictures of the kids so we can remember, and we'll just wish you all a good night. Thank you.
Yes, welcome. We are just so privileged to have all of you here with us this evening. The students and the adult volunteers have just worked so hard to prepare for this production. Honestly, I've just been so touched by how much effort and energy and love has been poured out by everyone, really, to make this possible. And so I hope that you enjoy, and I do want you to know that we are grateful for your presence and for your support. So without further ado, the Shakespeare Drama Club of Highlands Latin School of Pasadena presents As You Like It by William Shakespeare.
Go and beg my food, or was base and boards restored, and forth with thievish living on the common road?
Do we seize into our hands?
With reason.
I must die.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same man, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And, well, he might do so.
Pray, Rosalind, sweet my cause, be merry.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Aye, faith will I.
Slightest folly that thy love made thee run into. Thy love made.
Go with us?
Wouldst thou disgorge into the general world?
Why? But for the bloody napkin. I'm sorry, no. To Orlando.
You mean to mock me after. You should not have mocked me before.
So what are you guys doing?
They are awesome. We're working on our wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Ella. So when the foresters all come in, you open the curtain. As soon as the foresters get down here and start walking out, close the curtain because we have to switch to the cottage and immediately open the curtain. Yeah. So as soon as the foresters.
Go you, prepare our leader. For look, here comes my Rosalind.
Very good eye. It's too much side effect.
God save you, brother. Please, look who comes here. Pray tell, who does come here? Well, whoever this spearhead upkeep waiter, I hope that he makes it return to us quickly. I shall have words. First, Orlando is late. Now this is Fester. Shall we sing the cuckoo song again? I was kind of bit that they didn't invite us to that feast just now, by the way. I think they were just trying to, like, show some hospitality, maybe. Exactly. But they said, no, they just bring that guy here and do it all. So it's not fair. Let's try this again, shall we? Look who comes here. Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will. Hail there, my first. Good witness of my love, and thou, thrice crowned queen of night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above, thy huntress name that my full life doth sway. Oh, Rosalind.
So, what's your name?
My name is Mark, and I need to leave. This I know not what to do, or I don't know what to do. This I will not do how I can.
Parts, and break but a minute of the 1,000th part of a minute in the affairs of love. Of him it may be said that Cupid hath.
And I for Rosalind.
Wait, Rosalind?
Oh,
This is
yeah.
Ganymede.
Oh, yeah.
I love Rosalind.